Hello my loyal companions, welcome back to the channel and to another episode of Rogue Revealed, the series where I take you through everything you need to know about Rogue Company. And in today's episode I'm going to be showing you 5 tips to improve when you are defending in Demolition. If this video can hit just 10 likes, I'll be giving you 5 more tips early next week. But for now, let's get into the video. My first tip for you is to think about the most likely bomb site that the enemy team is going to go for. This is going to include things such as map knowledge, knowledge of the enemy team's rogues, and also looking at their flight paths when they come out of the plane. By weighing this all up, you'll be able to make an informed decision about the most likely route that the enemy team is going to go and plan accordingly, and also coordinate your team around this also. To put some of this in example for you, if you take a map like High Castle, where you have the B side in that narrow corridor, and you have A side which has this big open area where they have to either cross a completely uncovered staircase or an uncovered zip line, the most likely scenario that the enemy team is going to do is go down B side. They don't want to expose themselves to the harshness that is A side, so you want to probably be putting most of your eggs in the B side basket. You then need to be thinking about what different rogues they have. If they have hard breaching rogues such as Dema, or short range rogues such as Scorch and Lancer, they're probably going to be going down that B side as well, because that's where their short range weapons are going to be most effective for them. Having just a little bit of map knowledge and a little bit of rogue knowledge will help you determine which side they're most likely to go. And remember, you could also look when you are falling out of the plane at the trails of the enemies to see where they go to. They can try to bait you out, but if you look carefully enough, you'll be able to see when they turn last minute. Just look where these flight paths are going and try and move yourself accordingly. My next tip for you is for you as an individual to look where your teammates are going and plan your own landing spot accordingly. When you're on defense, you don't want to be leaving every bomb site open or any route open, because this will allow for easy flanks or an easy bait and switch for the enemy team to then have the upper advantage. So if you see all your team going to A side, maybe it's worth you going to B side, or at least hovering around in the middle so that you can get some information for them. The easiest thing for an attacking team to do is to go to a bomb site, have no one there, and then they're playing the defense game where they have to funnel you through the easy access routes onto the site. You want to be making sure you at least have one person or one way of knowing where the enemy are going, covering each site. Now this could be done simply with things like Ronin Ballistic Knife to guard the site, or with things such as Talon Dart. This can be effective, but as a solo player, you want to be looking where your teammates are going just to fill in any gaps where you think an open route might be and guard that yourself. It helps minimize the loss as much as possible. My next tip for you is to understand your rogue's role. Now I have guides up on the channel for all the different rogues and that goes into their different roles, but I'll give you a brief overview now. Basically, you need to decide whether your rogue is there to be a full zone control defense rogue such as Vi or Trench or Anvil, or whether they should be on the sides, maybe looking for a potential flank such as a Scorch, Shack or a Lancer. You also want to be using your weapons of that rogue to the best of their ability, going down longer lines of sight if you're a longer range rogue, or hugging those tight corners and playing the third person peek if you are a shorter range rogue. By understanding your rogue's role within a team, you'll be able to understand best where you should go on the map. And this is really effective, and what I don't see a lot of people do. I've seen so many Saints who typically are longer range rogues go down these really close corners on certain maps and get absolutely melted by an SMG. You want to be understanding what your job is, what your weapons are best at doing, what your abilities are best at allowing your team to do, and go to the appropriate place on the map. Soon on the channel I will be doing a breakdown of every single map and the different sites you can go, different push routes, etc. And if that is something you would like to see, comment down below and make sure you leave a like on the video. My fourth tip for you is to speed up your rotations. As soon as you get eyes on the enemy, you generally know their plan of attack, and therefore you need to be moving to help that as much as possible. You need to either be going from your site to the site where they're going, or holding off the flank if you think that's where they might go. Either way, you need to be in a close proximity to your team so that if they do hard breach a site, you're there to help cover, you're there to help res, or just slow the enemy advance down. I see too many people not rotating in this game, leaving 1 or 2 people to hold a site by themselves with no movement from the others, and that's how you lose defense. If you don't play as a team unit, because generally the attacking side has advantage of where to go, like, you know, they can all go 4-man down one side and 4v2. If you're not able to quick rotate to help your teammates, that is the biggest flaw you're going to do. And honestly, it's probably my biggest tip is to learn how to rotate quicker and make sure you're getting to your team so you're using your own advantage of a defending side. Moving on to my final tip though, and this is something also important and honestly is going to take a lot of gameplay for you to understand, is to know when a bomb site is just done and when you need to back out. This is really for individuals to understand, and it basically comes down to a few factors. The main one being, if you know your team are not rotating quick enough to help you on a bomb site, just chalk it. Get out of there and allow you to repush that and retake that bomb site at another time with your full team. There's no point in you dying, your team still then not being there, and them having to push that as 3 people. You may as well take a step back, give them control of the bomb site, and then try and find a way of attacking it by yourself. The main situations where this will occur is if you're getting very hard breached by a Edema, constant grenades, and you don't have a way of stopping them, then I would just advise getting off the bomb site and allowing you to go with your team. The other scenario probably being if you understand that you're about to be flanked or hard pincered and your team haven't been able to stop them getting through, or your teammate on the flank has just died, and therefore the enemy team is flanking through there. Take that step back, take off the bomb site, and then try and attack yourself once they've planted the bomb or once they've got control of the bomb site. It's not the end of the world when the bomb goes down. Yes, it puts you under time pressure, but at least you can regroup with your team and create an action plan of what you want to do to then retake it. Demolition is not a Titanic. You don't go down with your ship, you don't go down with your bomb site. Get out of there and then attack it back. Okay then guys, that takes us to the end of the video, and I hope these 5 tips have been really helpful for you to understand just how to defend a little bit better, mainly focusing around your positioning. As I said, if this video gets to 10 likes, I'll be giving you 5 more tips that will also be really helpful to you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to not miss any new content, and also follow me on twitch.tv/RadStarGaming to see live game commentaries and guides. Other than that guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I will see you in the next video.